from Bolivia and a professor in La Paz. I terminated the Master in Economic School in Universidad Católica Boliviana, on Universidad Privada Boliviana, and I am a director of the Human Materials. It is a specific center in the training of young people, economy and psychology. Always without the economic school focus. And finally, we work on market uses and economic impact. Next. Many psychologists would like to understand and better refine and better refine.
Not very.
And then refine the list of psychology with the postulates of Mises, Human Action, and Austrian School of Economics. There are related topics: common, praxeology, substantial, which link behavior science to economic science. For example, action, causality, intentionality, the character of subject value, social coordination, exchange, uncertainty, among other subjects. Mrs. appreciated the contribution of psychology and its analysis in the explanation of human mind. He considered that full form of the world of economy can ultimately go back to values that reside in human minds. But essentially, to recover humanity's sense of psychology, that sense of being desired, the mind and the brain makes as a product of nature and of a long evolutionary process, with which it is not just a relationship, not phylogenetic story. It is the fundamental cause where the sense of our behavior are established, even if they mediate by the context, which never determines behavior. The recovery of humanity's sense of psychology would also explain that human nature allows individuals to live in freedom. How would the psychic dynamic operated leading individuals to adopt various goals? Let's see an attempt to explain this. Let's analyze that the motives of individual action from deducing causal variables. And also let's try to explain the possible logical relationship. In this manner, human behavior develops different patterns of coping with reality. There are not mechanical nor abstract behaviors. They need information to act. But this information comes from a complex neural framework that operates from neural modules in the prefrontal in the human brain. According to Fuster, 1995. A framework that already comes with information provided and with new information that is stored consciously or not, but that then explains behavior. Neuroscience were and continues to be relevant for the understanding of human behavior. First, it is not possible then to analyze the individual from collective entities. A human being cannot, in turn, be many individuals simultaneously. Each being contains and develops specific abilities to achieve its goals. All the abilities that individual possesses are organized, unique type formation that allow the individual to speak independently. This is what is called identity, which is not similar to the concept of personality, and it is not a symbol of the notion of subject, as opposed to that object. Thinking and acting, searching and electing the means to achieve the goals only happens in the human behavior. In the cognitive process, deductive reasoning prevails. These elements develop an intentional purposeful preadapted behavior. Creative elements always open to new events and interrelation. It could even be understood that human action is objectified through individual behaviors with beside or interaction make an explanation and explain the reality and even the rest of social phenomena. For example, uncertainty. For Mises, human action implies uncertainty. Man does not have omniscient knowledge of the future. Individuals know what was going to happen. We will not have to act anymore. We will wait for the events. So, how does human beings face uncertainty? Through the neural process. The mind selects perception and action, and does so through neural networks that are formed based on multiple neuronal associations. Then it has the function of organizing information about events, generating knowledge, perfection, intelligence, memory, new learning, and greater experience. These networks create a plan for making decisions for the future. It creates in the prefrontal cortex in memory of future. It has been shown that the prefrontal cortex is activated by the internal representation of prospective action. Neuroscientists consider that there are no action planned for the future, except the memory by association of similar action in the past. This is memory of the present, to achieve a more or less immediate future goal. These activities are called preadaptative. This is point of future. He is a neuroscientist, 1995. In conclusion, one could assume that although men do not know the events for the future, their mind is equipped to do so. Whereupon, probably, his performance may not be entirely certain. More analysis are needed on this topic. Second subject, mind, exchange, and private system. According to the psychologist Steven Pinker, learning is also generated by hereditary processes and through adaptive mental modularity and from biological systems. This process entails individual cognitive properties. Nature has also generated human beings with differentiated physical and mental constitution attributes and abilities. If the minds were the same, so would be processed even the intentions would be the same. Then there would be no possibility for exchange, not even for survival. It is a system where one does something to satisfy the other and expect something from others. Without that system, people will not be available to exchange and buy goods. It is a system where each individual has a specific knowledge in his mind, and there is information between the different individuals who share different knowledge and information between them. That is quiet system that acts by providing signal to the different economic agents. Hayek, 1945. That signal could configure the value of goods through a set of mental representations that evoke a good or service. The evocation of a good is processed by the central nervous system, based in information from the external environment. That's it, right? Consequently, each individual has specific information and assessments on a good that transmits the quiet system through evocation in the neuronal system. There seems to be a complex interdependence between the human mind and the private system. These are processes which also happen within the spontaneous ordering. Mises said, and I quote, "This is how the market and human action should be understood." How? But I also believe this is how the mind works too. There is a natural order between the mind and the process system that is birthed when the state intervenes. Therefore, individual, the mind is their own aspiration. They are inhibited from creating, innovating, and proposing new ideas. Fear tends to nullify freedom. Conclusion. Finally, according to Orban, the behaviors explained through psychology cannot be the dichotomous or defining models similar to economic facts. These are not born from concept, models, or classification. It doesn't correspond to true or false statements or facts. Human behavior, but functional and structural, are not reduced to their parts as well. There are thus a relationship where these parts are composed of different totalities and mental representation. Thank you very much. If the subjects I have explained that question, standing between psychology and Austrian School of Economics, I have achieved my purpose. Thank you so much.